Hi everyone, it's Ildi and I'm back with another dog related video. This time I wanted to talk about all the things that I've learned from having had Charlie, R.I.P., my little bubba right there. That's Charlie Bear. I learned so much about myself, about being a dog owner, about dogs. It might be one of those longer videos, but I swear it's gonna be so much fun. So let's get started. Getting to know your dog. And getting to know your dog and not putting your dog into this vision that you have for them, but getting to know them and getting to know their personality and seeing what their, I guess, natural instincts do. So I'm not saying don't have the most like untrained, like wild dog. What I'm saying is things like how social your dog is, about water, about their favorite toys, that kind of stuff. So for example, the first thing I did when I got Charlie, which was such a silly thing to do, is go to the dog park, because I wanted to go to the dog park and share my love of dogs. And I envisioned myself standing around talking to other dog owners, and we're gonna be so cool together. But what happened is I went to the dog park and Charlie sat by the door or sat next to me going like, can we get out of here? Because I'm not a fan of other dogs that much. So he was fine with other dogs, but he didn't enjoy it. Like, it wasn't his thing. He wasn't gonna like run around and play with other dogs. But I didn't know this. And so I had this vision that we're gonna be dog park people. And as soon as Charlie kind of, or not kind of, gave me the signal of, yeah, this is not my jam, we stopped going to dog parks. So that's one example. Another thing is water. Some dogs, some people have visions that we're gonna go hiking and we're gonna go to the park and we're gonna play in the water and swimming and paddleboarding, and your dog's like, I am terrified of water, it gives me anxiety, so no thank you. So Charlie wasn't big on water, so we didn't really do water things. But this is where mistakes were had. I got him a life jacket, and I did try to do like water things with him, because I was trying to put Charlie into this box that he was like giving me the middle finger with, you know, like he wasn't a water dog. You can't force a dog that's just not feeling something, so to speak.
Nope, not quite into the water, huh?
Again, I'm not talking training, I'm talking more like inherent like personality, right? Another thing, and I guess it's more of some other dog owners that I've seen where it's like, my dog loves the ball, love tracing balls, love playing fetch, so we're not gonna do that because he's obsessed with it. And my thing with that would be, if your dog is inherently loving fetch and fetching balls and loves running around and getting a ball, why not embrace that personality trait and have them and go to an off-leash area and, you know, once a month, maybe even a few times a year, or train them to retrieve a certain way, or switch out balls if you have a hard time getting the ball back because they're so obsessed. So my thing I learned with is that see what they like, what they don't like, and kind of embrace and go with their personality rather than forcing your dog into this box that you envisioned as a dog owner. So you could even do things like, if your dog, I've done this actually with one of the Goldens that I watched, is that he loved water. This is going back to the water stuff. Charlie hated it, but this dog loved it, so I kept taking it to water, and of course it would get hot spots and issues. But it doesn't mean that this dog can't enjoy water ever again. You can do accommodations like getting that high velocity, like dog specific blow dryer, only taking them once in a while, and accommodate their joy in a way that works for both of you. So my takeaway is that don't smush the dog into what you envision a dog to be, and kind of basically let them have their joy and take away those things that are anxiety provoking and let them enjoy the best life that they can. So that's lesson number one. And number two is learning dog language and dog behavior, almost like normal versus things that are red flags, that are more abnormal dog behavior. And I am going to say abnormal in this case. I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, dogs that like dig to make their beds, right? So Charlie, when I first got him, did that. He would dig, And I was like, ah, isn't that cute? He's one of those dogs. But then he would add other behaviors that should have been red flags, which was sitting, turning around, staring at his tail, growling, and then chasing it around in a circle.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm scared.
It was kind of weird. It gave me a red flag. I videotaped so much of it because I was like, what's going on? But I chalked it up to it's what dogs do. And looking back at those videos makes me cringe because knowing what has happened since then, I would never have like put my hand in the middle of that. And like, I was just very naive and I didn't know much about dog body language. I guess all the dogs that we've had throughout my life have come like really easy. They just were there and they were fine. So when these kind of more abnormal behaviors happen, I didn't know what they were, or I was in denial, or I thought that was just, you know, bad behavior versus like abnormal behavior. I say this because I had a behaviorist that we've worked with through, you know, the 4 years that I had Charlie, and we come to know that essentially had neurological issues. So I guess the takeaway is being aware and learning body language and dog behavior, and knowing bad behavior that you can correct versus more abnormal things that might be a physical manifestations of, like a behavioral manifestation of something more, I guess, physical, if you will, like bad behavior and trainable behavior versus abnormal things. Yeah, that's lesson 2 for me. Lesson number 3 is really think about when you're getting a dog. Like think about it, think about what kind of dog, and your life circumstances before jumping in. So don't get a dog on a whim. But people didn't think like separation anxiety might happen and all these things might happen and we have to go back to work. How is the dog going to be? How is my family going to be able to deal with that? So, and also financially, Charlie really had so many issues in the end, and it really took a toll on my own finances. So all this to say that I want to be super prepared. I want to think about it more. I want to possibly meet more dogs and not just take the first one I meet. And that's kind of the lesson. Now I'm at the stage where it's been like 4 or 5 years and I'm like doing the exact opposite, where I'm like overthinking it, so that's why I don't have a dog. But I feel like this is the right path for me. Like I really need to be in the right frame financially and other ways to get a dog, so that I don't kind of do it on a whim like I did last time. So lesson number 3, don't get a dog on a whim, and watch for the red flags. Yay. Lesson number 4, don't listen to strangers. And I'm saying this almost like a human parent, where, you know, everyone and their mother wants to tell you how to raise your child and what you're supposed to get and what you should get and what should happen and all of that. People do that for dogs as well. And that is coming from someone who's super judgy. So do as I say, not as I do. That's the saying. So I had a lady who crossed the street. So I was walking Charlie. He had a cone on because he always freaking had a cone on because of various things. But the lady crossed the street and basically said, you know, you shouldn't walk your dog with a cone because he's going to be embarrassed and other dogs are going to make fun of him and it's not really good for him. And basically she humanized all these feelings and said that other dog essentially said something about like other dogs are going to ridicule him or something. And I was like, okay. First of all, you don't know my dog and my journey and all of the things going on, but thank you for that. And a lot of people would say, oh, your dog is so friendly. Like you don't know, don't give advice, don't listen to all the things that strangers might bring at you. The only people I listened to were my behaviorists, my vet, and any forums for dogs with similar behavioral and medical issues as Charlie. Then it's really nice and it's supportive, and you can like commiserate about the similarities of your dogs. Maybe even like a breed specific like forum, but like don't take things personally and don't listen to other randos who are going to tell you how to dog your dog. Number 5, the lesson I learned is if you do go to a dog park, which I didn't with Charlie, like I said in number 1, but I have gone to dog parks with dogs that I dog board and dog sit or friends' dogs. And dog barks are like high school. They're cliquey and judgy, much like I am, maybe, but they really are. You go to a new dog park and you can see people standing in like certain circles and cliques. And I've had that like, oh, I could tell that's not your dog. Like that's, you know, in a very judgy way. Yeah, I'm watching this dog. Because that says, I am the way your dog reacts to you is always the way to tell that it's not your dog. That kind of stuff. Yeah, dog people are very cliquey and judgy, and I don't know, man. I don't know. But my thing is, I'm gonna be not a dog off-leash park person, I don't think, and not in a very regular way. And if I am, I'm gonna try really hard not to be one of these cliquey people, and I might just be the loser in the corner by themselves playing with a dog or with other losers. I don't know. But dog parks are not all that they're cracked up to be. Never mind all the issues that may come up with them as well, which is a whole separate video. But yeah, dog parks and dog people in dog parks are very cliquey. It's very high school. Not for me. That's my next lesson.